welcome back to Shimmer Online. It's me, Kira. I own this blog as a lot of people actually don't know that I am the person that makes all the posts on Instagram, but it is me. And today I wanted to make a sort of question and answer video. I wanted to answer any like small inquiries you guys have. Ooh, big word. I'm sorry. That was a really big word for me. But any inquiries that you guys have about Gyaru fashion and how I live my lifestyle, because a lot of people from the outside looking in just don't understand how it's possible to live like this, and a lot of people who want to try the style are kind of overwhelmed with, oh, like, how do I start? And I'm just here to like answer any questions. I have them on my phone. That's why I'm filming on my computer, and that's why this video is a little lower quality than usual. But we are going to get through this together. So if you guys, I kind of like the low quality, like it kind of gives like a 2000s vibe. But let me know if you want it to be higher quality. I'll definitely film like makeup tutorials on my phone so that you guys can see all the details. But any videos like this, I will definitely have to use my laptop because it's really like impossible for me to see the questions because they're all on here. Okay, so the first one is, what is it like being a gyaru at school? So basically for me, like I'm the only gyaru girl at my school, so it's really an isolating kind of experience because no one else really dresses like me, and I feel very, especially hime gyaru, no one else really dresses like me, and it's very like I feel not alone but unique. I really stand out at school because once you get into J fashion, you start to realize people dress very like casually, than more casually than you realize, because now you feel overdressed. And that's how I feel at school. I feel constantly overdressed. So I have to get around that by dressing more toned down at school so that I don't feel embarrassed. Even though, like, for me personally, I go to a very, like, open minded school. So everyone actually likes my style for the most part. I haven't gotten, like, any weird remarks. Actually, someone did say in, like, an anonymous, like, group chat that I look like Momo. I'm not gonna send a picture because you know Momo is like scary, but they did say I look like Momo, and yeah, that was kind of mean, but who cares? That was anonymous, and everyone for the most part came to my defense and was like, "That's not true." So for the most part, everybody is fine with my style. Um, all the teachers, they'll definitely like comment on it, but not negatively. They're like, "Oh, well, you dress really out there. Like you dress really cool." Like that's how it has been for me. But I definitely dress more out there, more over the top when I'm not in school, because for me that's just how I view it. Like I just don't see school as the right place to be dressing like that. That's just me. But if you have the courage to dress more over the top at school, please be my guest. Like you really should like express yourself any way you want to. But for me, I try to find ways to um be more toned down at school, especially since I have gym classes. That's also something you need to be like taking into mind, take keep in mind, like if you have gym classes, or what if you do like a science lab experiment, like you're gonna get your clothes messed up, your expensive Japanese clothes, so gotta keep that like in mind. And that's also the reason, and also school's kind of nasty, like a lot of mess happens there. So me personally, I wouldn't wear my nicest clothes at school anyways. So yeah, and I wake up really, really early to do my makeup. So that's another thing. Like I wake up really, really early just to be able to be gal at school. Um, yeah. So, next question is how long does it take to get ready every day? So, really it's not too bad for me. It takes me like 1 or 2 hours, but I wake up early anyways, so it's not out of the way for me, if that makes sense. Like I love those 2 hours are like the best time of my day because I just love taking time to myself and like getting myself all dolled up. Like I love getting dolled up. It's so fun. So those 1 to 2 hours every morning never bother me, if that makes sense. Because I have to do my makeup, but I also have to figure out my outfit and then also put my wig on. And if you want a tutorial on how I find wigs like this and how to put them on, like I'll be glad to do that for you. But yeah. Is it expensive to be a gal? Um, I'll be very honest. I'm broke. Like I don't have no money. I have no money. And it's because I spent all my money being gal. Because being gal is very high maintenance. You have to have your nails done. My nails aren't even done. I use press-ons though. That's another way you can be cheaper instead of getting your nails done every week. Just buy press-ons. And there's a lot of shops that sell Gyaru press-ons. My favorite one is 96 Nails. I'll link them in the description. They're my favorite ever. Like they're probably the only place I'll shop at. But yeah. So you gotta get your nails done regularly. You have to buy like hair. If you you have to have your hair done basically. So if you're not hime and you can't buy wigs, you have to dye your hair regularly. You have to get hair extensions if your hair is not already like the way you want it to be in gal. Cause you will rarely see gals just wear their hair like straight, like black the way it is. Like they'll always have it dyed. They'll always have streaks. They'll always have curls. They'll always do something with it. So you'll have to do that regularly. So that is something to keep in mind. And also, if you are Guro gal, if you're Guro gal, you have to tan regularly. You have to be tan because Kuro means dark. And you gotta be dark. I mean, not too dark, but you gotta tan. And it depends. Tanning is very expensive. If you go to the tanning salon, that's like that's an easy $20 per session, and you might have to go once a week or once every other week. Or if you buy fake tan, that's like $20 a bottle that you have to put on every week, and that bottle is gonna run quick. Like it's gonna be gone. So you will be spending like a lot of money like by the week just to upkeep your appearance. And but there are ways to make it cheaper. Like you can DIY something. Like I made this hair piece myself because hair pieces from Jesus Diamante are very expensive. Like this would have costed me $80 to buy it, but I decided to make it and that only costed me like $20. So you gotta really like, I really think it's important to have some sort of craftiness or creativity because if you have to buy every single thing like the way it is and not like try to fix anything yourself, it's gonna be very hard to be gal and it's gonna be very expensive. So yeah, gal is like in my opinion very expensive, and it always has been, and that's why a lot of the gals you see work as very famous models because they have a lot of money, and that's how they're able to upkeep being gal, if that makes sense. Like they have the funds to be gal. And next question is for gals with darker hair, do you need to wear wigs to fit the style? In my opinion, yeah, you do. But there are some gals with dark hair. It works for some styles. Like dark hair does work with Roku and Agajo, and sometimes Hime. But for the most part, I recommend that you get a wig because gals are known for having lighter hair. Like My natural hair is darker than this, so I got it a little lighter, but I still wanted to have like a cutesy look, so I kept it a little bit darker. But it's still lighter. So that's my point. Like, you need to go a little bit lighter because that's just the whole aesthetic of Gyaru, like lighter hair. Like, you'll never really see black hair unless you see like a Roku gal. Like, I know Sakurina, um, she had black hair with bangs for a Roku look, and it looked really gal. But another thing you need to keep in mind is if you don't have your makeup and your outfits together and you have dark hair, you're probably not gonna look gal. So if you really want to keep your dark hair, I suggest that you really get your makeup and your outfits together and your nails, because without that, how are people gonna tell that you're gal? You know what I mean? Like, it's really like about your appearance when it comes to gal, because if you can't look gal, how are people going to know you're gal? How are people going to see you from far away and be like, that's a gal? So you really should invest in lightening your hair color in some way or changing up the appearance at least. The next question is more of a personal one. What's your fave Gyaru style? My favorite Gyaru style right now is Hime. I love Hime Gyaru. Hime Gyaru was the first style I saw, and I was at first really embarrassed to try it. I was worried people would laugh at me and make fun of me, and that's why I would go into other styles. Like, I did Agajo for a while. I was known as like Agajo Queen, but then I even did Roku, and I did some Tsuyome looks, but ultimately I decided to do what makes me happy and be like Hime Gyaru. And now I feel like I'm at my happiest. Like, this is the type of gal I want to be, at least for now. And if I want to change, like, I'll change. But right now, it's Hime Gyaru. That's my favorite. Okay, what's difficult about being a Gyaru? So, the most difficult thing is definitely just maintaining your appearance regularly, because it takes a lot of work to appear as gal. Like, you'll have to have your nails done. I don't even have my nails done, and that kind of hurts my appearance as a gal. Like, that kind of takes away from my galness, because yesterday people thought I was going to church because I just didn't look gal enough. But if I had my nails done, people would probably see me more as Gyaru, for example. And also, like, having tanned regularly. Like, I used to tan regularly. It was really hard to keep up. And also, another difficult thing might be finding clothes, if you, depending on your style. If you're not creative enough or crafty enough, it's going to be very difficult to find exactly what you're looking for. And that's why I recommend having developing the skill of finding what is kind of what you're looking for, and then doing things yourself to make it more of what you want. Do you have anything you might dislike about participating in Gyaru? Um, when I think about it, the thing that I dislike is and this might sound hypocritical, but like policing of like what Gyaru is, because a lot of people police the wrong things and it confuses baby gals, and I feel really bad for them because they see is just people arguing, and I wish we could all just understand basic rules and just live by that, and not have to constantly be like, you're not gal enough, you're not gal enough, you're not gal enough. Like, I created this blog because I just want people to understand, yeah, Gyaru can be fun, but there are some rules. I don't want to have to like boss you guys around. I just want you guys to understand that it takes some sort of structure to looking like a gal. And that's it. I don't want you guys to think you'll never be gal enough, cuz you can. And that's what my blog is for. I want everyone to think they can be a gal. Where do you find your clothes for cheap? So the thing is, I don't find my clothes for cheap. My clothes are very expensive. And I spend a lot of money buying clothes. So I'm really sorry. I don't really have like a good answer for you. You can like shop at online stores like Shein, but personally, I don't do that a lot. I have some things from Shein, but they're not. I try not to buy too much because at the end of the day, fast fashion is dangerous, and I don't want to cause any like trouble with that, if that makes sense. But Shein is actually a good place to start if you really don't know where to go because they have a lot of Gyaru dupes. Um, are there any sites you shop at for more affordable? Yeah, this is the same as the last question. Shein, that's a good place. But don't overbuy. Don't buy more than what you need. Just buy your necessities and just do that because just don't be wasteful because a lot of people can be really wasteful. Your school outfits. So, this is actually a really good question because I dress really different at school than how I do outside of school. I wear a lot of flared leggings and that's how I keep my look gal. I wear a lot of low waist jeans. I wear a lot of like off the shoulder tops. That's my favorite thing to wear. And I wear like necklaces. Not like this one, but more simple. I just try to keep things simple at school. And I don't really wear a sub style at school. Like I just wear a lot of off the shoulder and low waisted like 2000s kind of things. But as long as I have my hair and my makeup and my nails, it can read as Gyaru. What age did I start Gyaru? What age do you I think is good to start? So I started Gyaru when I was, I believe, 16. I'm 17 now. Yeah. A lot of people don't know that I'm a minor. And a lot of people thought I was like in my mid 20s. Oh my gosh, no, I'm not. I'm 17. I'm in high school. I mean, I'm turning 18 this year, but I'm not like mid 20s. But I think a good age to start is whatever age you can have a job, because Gyaru is going to be really hard if you don't have any money. And that's the only reason why I think you shouldn't start at an early age, like 13 or 15, unless you can get a job at that age, or unless you're having some stream of money. It's going to be extremely difficult for you to be gal. And I don't want that to discourage anyone, but at the end of the day, Gyaru is very high maintenance and very expensive, and it's a dedication too. And that's what I want people to understand. Like, if you're very young, you probably might not be as dedicated to gal. I know when I was young, I was very like wishy-washy with my style. But and other people might be the same, other people might not be the same. But my point is, when you're young, you don't really know what you want, and I don't want you to waste all your money on something you ultimately don't want. And that's why I think you should probably start at like 17 or 18, because that's the age where you can have a job, you can have money, and you're more likely to have an idea of what style you want to be. Because when you're like 18, you have to know kind of what you want to be in life, or you want to know what you want to give out to the world. So I feel like 17 and 18 is a good place to start. Because for me, when I was 16, it was kind of difficult because I didn't have any way to get more money, and I was depending on like scraps, and it was really hard to get what I wanted. But when I got a job, it made everything so much easier. So I recommend to get a job. Like, get a job, please. Or like just find a way to get money. Don't do anything weird for money though. How am I gal in everyday life? Hobbies, activities, etc. So, I like to be very like social and out there, so I like to go out and party. I like to have fun with my friends. I consider myself to be very like crafty too, which I think is very gal in its own sense, because I can turn anything I own gyaru. Like today I made this bow. It's it's something, but it's a bow, like I made it. And it's also like, I just recommend, like, if you're feeling like depressed or anything, like get into crafting, like, because it's so rewarding to create something for yourself. Like, I honestly recommend get into crafting, and it'll help you save so much money too, because Gyaru accessories really aren't that cheap, and they're not getting any cheaper, so you might as well figure out how to make them yourself. There's a lot of tutorials online, but if you guys want me to make my own tutorials, I'll be glad to make them for you guys. Just let me know. And yeah, my hobbies, yeah. And I also, when I draw, because I draw stuff, I draw Gyaru. So that's another way you can make your everyday life Gyaru. You can draw Gyarus, and maybe even like sketch your own outfits, and it kind of helps for looking for inspiration, because then you know what you want. I've been into gal for years, but I rarely get to go out all dolled up because it's a lot of effort. How do you deal with that? Do you have tips for making it easier, or did you just make time? Well, like I said before, I wake up really early, and not to do gal, but just because I do, like, that's just my clock in my body. Like, I wake up at like really early, like 4 in the morning sometimes, and I take that time to just do my own thing. I self-care, and that's just another thing I recommend you guys do. Like, practice self-care. Like, take care of yourself. Like, do your skincare. If you guys want me to do like a skincare routine, I'd be glad to do that. But yeah, like, just take care of yourself. Wake up early or go to sleep early, and just take some more extra time in the morning to just do your own thing. And also, I don't really go out that much either, even though I just said like I go out with my friends. I don't go out that often, so I get dolled up just to take pictures, and that's my motivation. Like, I love taking pictures of myself. Like, it's so fun, and I make TikToks. Like, that can be your reason to get up in the morning. Like, oh, I want to like look cute for Instagram and do TikToks. And it's not good for the long run, but it's something to wake up for. And also, just look cute for yourself. Like, I also like to just get ready just to walk around in my house and just look like this. Like, it's fun. And that's what made me fall in love with gal. Like, I can just be like this forever, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure that was like all the questions. Thank you guys so much for asking these questions for the video. I'm really grateful to have like people who watch my content and who like care what I have to say. Yeah, so have a great day, guys. Be safe, be happy, be gal, and I love you. Bye.